You live for challenges like tonight, 4-game losing streak. Here you are on the road against arguably the best team in the NBA. How do you approach this game, and how much do you look forward to it?
What's my answer?
Probably good, yes.
No. What's my answer? How do I approach it? What's my answer?
You play every game the same way. I know you.
Asked and answered.
Russell, you've been asking me that for a year and a half.
We need some better questions.
You ever get pummeled with questions with reporters that you're like?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, not from me, but from other people. Put those eyes down, Susie. Those eyes got real wide.
Hey, Chris, what do you think? I don't know. These people crazy. I don't know.
You're getting off first question.
Let's do it.
We'll get back to Russ in a minute, but first, check out Georgetown commit and viral sensation. That was Mac McClung. Nick's a big fan. Between the legs, big windmill.
Listen, I know in 2018 I shouldn't be making comments like this, but I've never seen a white boy dunk like this my whole life. Neither has anyone else. That's why this is such a big story. He's unbelievable. He's going to Georgetown. He's breaking all types of barriers. Good for you, Mac McClung.
What barriers?
Georgetown used to have a policy, no longer, but it used to exist.
To the pros, Kyle Kuzma finishing on the fast break. Look where he takes off from.
That's your guy, CC, the Kuz.
Kuz, baby. I still need to do my thing in the first time we did this was a lot better. I like Kuz, though.
Okay.
I can't get it back up to that.
The third time around, we'll come back to it, America. America around 8:50 will be better.
Boom time.
Giannis.
All right.
Watch it. Giannis.
All right. This evoked images of Frederick Weiss when Vince Carter ended his career in the Olympics when he jumped over him. This was close.
I actually felt the vibe of this when we were in the Barclays Center across the island.
Man.
So John McEnroe has a reaction like, well, we're not going to go back to it. Like, what did I just see?
You didn't see that on the tennis courts, Johnny Mac.
All right. You guys know how when you daydream, you tend to go big? Like, why hit a long three to win it for your rec league when you can dream about getting the pass from Jordan and nailing it to win it? Well, when the Thunder Big Three were put together in the offseason, they daydreamed about this. Last night's performance. Facing the defending champs with a lot of eyes watching, a lot of pundits wondering if they could take them down. They did. Thunder over the Warriors, 38 points from Paul George, 34 points from Russell Westbrook. Warriors, though, have now lost 3 of their last 4, but no reason to worry, says the head coach.
I mean, it happens. This season is so long and arduous and happens to everybody, and you go through a rough patch. And so we're in a rough patch, but we'll be fine. We'll get out of it.
Let's keep remembering that it's just 3 of 4 games. It's not a huge sample size. But, CC, is it starting to look like the Warriors maybe are a little bit vulnerable?
No, they definitely are vulnerable. This is the first time that we really even considered that they might lose the #1 seed. Houston being 2 games behind them in the win column, tied with 13 losses. Like, when did we ever think, like, maybe before the All-Star break, like, or going into the All-Star break, someone might have a better record than Golden State? We're like, no, that's not going to happen.
We thought Houston lost any chance of that when Chris Paul was injured early, Harden was injured. After that, they thought any chance Houston was going to have of catching them was gone.
Right, and I'm not just jumping to some big reaction because of the Thunder and how they performed last night in Golden State. We thought, Nick, you and I have been talking all year that in a second or third round matchup, this is a tough matchup for Golden State. And if they have to play a team like San Antonio or the team that we watched last night in Houston, we thought this could be the toughest stint that Golden State would go through. Several years ago, where Doc Rivers and others pointed out that Golden State won a title, but they didn't have to face the point guard and a lot of other key players in their run for that title. Man, if we stay the way we are now, and Houston, OKC, and if San Antonio can get, this is the toughest top 4 teams that we've seen in the West since I can remember. So it's not only just an OKC thing, it's those other teams too and how they match up. And if Golden State would get, if they drop to the 2 seed, that playing that #7 the first round is a lot tougher matchup than playing the 8.
And playing the 3 in the second round is a lot tougher matchup than playing the 4.
Even more important.
The thing is this, the 3 might be OKC, could be Minnesota theoretically, but also might be the 3 or 4 could be San Antonio with Kawhi back. Like, let's not forget what an important factor them sweeping the Spurs last year was and how good they came out against the Cavs to begin with. I know you believe, and most people believe, they would have won that series anyway. But when the Spurs are up 25 points in early second half of game 1 of that series with a healthy Kawhi Leonard, it looks like they're going to be in a dogfight of that series where the Spurs were going to have stolen home court. The Warriors are deserved 2 out of the last 3-year champs.
Yes.
But you can't discount path and injury luck each of those years that have played in their favor and against the favor of their opponents. So now all of a sudden you have an OKC team that, by the way, has had some bad injury luck all of a sudden. Andre Roberson, he, out for the years. The Durant called him the best defender in basketball. OKC was playing very poorly. That's the other thing that needs to be recognized. Not only did Oklahoma City lost 4 in a row, they had lost to Washington without John Wall, to the Pelicans without Boogie, to the Lakers without Lonzo. Like they lost a home game to the Lakers that wasn't even full strength, and then they go in a game they are 10-point underdogs and soundly beat Golden State. A game where Golden State again doesn't take care of the basketball, 25 turnovers. Like, yeah, I mean they can push them.
Nick, is there anything to the thought that maybe the Warriors know what they need to do to get to the finals and don't necessarily need to kill themselves every single night? They don't need to finish the season with just 10 losses. They know that it's okay. They don't have to rest on. They can rest a little bit on their laurels.
I agree that they're not trying. They're not shooting for 73 wins, and I do agree that they're a team that knows how long the season is. But I also said at the beginning of the year, and boy, oh boy, does it look like it's catching up to Cleveland, and it seems like at least somewhat it's catching up to Golden State. Hard to make 4 finals in a row now.
Yes.
3 straight 100-game seasons take their toll. We haven't seen anyone make 4 finals in a row that doesn't have LeBron on their team since Bird Celtics in the 80s. It's hard to do.
I think also with OKC, they were in a tough rut. And you talked about Roberson's injury. But what they've been able to do is find a young star in Jeremy Grant. Last night, he played in 35 minutes, but his offensive and defensive contribution make them a little more athletic. So it's not, they went through a rut, but also they've been able to find some other players. Now, one reason why, I'm going to bring LeBron James into this, one reason why LeBron James is upset, man, he could have been playing with Paul George. And to see Paul George being able to
38 points,
man, and lead the NBA in steals, imagine that being in Cleveland. LeBron wouldn't be in the rut that he's in. The Cavs wouldn't be in the rut they'd be in. I just thought that based on all the stuff that we heard about Paul George.